Welcome guys to another practice. Today, quick, just full body flow. We're gonna kind of travel through our mat, facing forward, facing back, facing to the sides. As always, I ask you to walk with a very open mind into this practice, willing and open to change directions, to maybe even get lost at some point in practice and then slowly make it back into your flow. Remember that I'm going to guide a little bit. And why do I say a little bit? I say that because you'll always have the freedom to add anything to what I say and to remove anything from what I say. So if I guide you into something that you feel you have more energy, you want to go deeper into it, then feel free to do that. Same thing, if I guide you into something that doesn't feel right today, then please don't do it. It's okay. All right? So let's begin today in a child's pose, so all the way in the back of our mat. I'm going to ask you to open your knees wide and just soften the body in between your legs. Take a deep breath in here into your back, and as you exhale, just release the forehead onto the floor or maybe onto your forearms. If you feel like you need to wiggle the body a little bit from side to side, feel free to do whatever you need to do to feel comfortable here. Just taking a couple moments to kind of melt and sink into this place that you've chosen to practice and onto your mat, and kind of watch things flow through your mind and kind of telling yourself that now is not really the time to decide anything, to solve anything. Just giving yourself this break, this moment to look at something else, a different aspect of self. And take another deep breath into your back and let it out, maybe through the mouth, sigh it out. Release the weight from your back, from your head, from your legs and feet. Beautiful. Begin to feel the tips of your fingers on the ground now, maybe raising the palms off and moving a little bit from side to side here. Taking another deep breath into your back and exhale. Maybe walk a little bit further forward, finding more length. And let's begin to roll forward, coming into a tabletop pose. From this tabletop, I'm going to ask you to point your fingers outward and just rock a little bit from side to side. Carving out some space in your wrists and in your forearms. Option to begin to draw a circle here as well. Maybe tuck your toes in the back so that you're able to find some space on the soles of your feet every time you shift the weight back. And circle to the opposite direction if you haven't done so yet. And little by little, begin to point the fingers towards your knees. And maybe now shift the movement forward and back instead of from side to side. Just feeling the forearms and wrists. Option to even go deeper if you like and bend the elbows, raising the palms, just the palms off the ground. Lingering here for a second, and I know it feels much more intense. And then bringing it back. Nice. Bring the back of one of your hands to the floor. You choose which one. Try to rotate the inner edge of the elbow forward and shift the weight onto the wrist. No fear. Feel it out. Take that hand, shake it off, and switch other direction, other side. Remember to try to extend the elbow. If it doesn't happen today, it's okay. Open the fingers wide, feel all the fingers touching the ground, and slowly take it off. Shake it off. Nice. Let's point our fingers outward, and I want you to, as you kind of reconnect to that movement from side to side, I want you to begin to round your scapulars, pushing it all the way up. And as you exhale, feel them coming together. So we're going to rise up through one side. And as you exhale, melt and travel all the way to the other side. So inhale to round the upper back. Exhale to melt. Feel the scapulas coming together and distancing from each other. So really connect to the upper portion of your body. You can allow your head to kind of sink and melt here. and shift directions. Begin to circle it to the other side. And it's normal to maybe feel the rib cage kind of asking to join. Just massage that space. And as you continue to move, I'm going to ask you to just point the fingers forward back into a more neutral tabletop and allow the movement to travel down to your rib cage now. And begin to imagine there's walls next to you and you're pushing your body towards these walls, pushing them away from you, and circle to the other direction. And exaggerate the movement, option to invite the head into it as well, and begin to feel and invite the hips into it. Knees are wide, maybe just as wide as your mat. You begin to tuck the hip in and push it out, and maybe you even begin to circle all the way back to sit on your heels, and then rising up a little bit back into your tabletop. So notice how the movement has kind of grown and kind of spread out throughout your body. Remember to circle to different directions. Option to travel all the way down to the ground, feeling the hips melt, and just maybe stamping the body on the ground, rocking a little bit, and making your way back into your child's pose. So continue that. Now maybe a bigger circle, a bigger movement, and traveling all the way back. Let's all meet in a child's pose, and from child's pose, we're coming into a big wave. I want you to round your back. Let's begin to roll forward into a tabletop pose. Now spread your feet, melt the hip down, bend your elbow a little bit, and rock a little bit from side to side, feeling the front of the body open up. And as you exhale, let's push it back into a child's pose slowly. One more time, let's roll forward, chin into chest. Spread the feet, melt the hips, bend the elbows a little bit, open it all up. And as you exhale, let's slowly melt the chest down to the ground. Beautiful, hands under shoulders. Use your lower back just to help pull you up. Use your back more than your hands as you exhale, melt down again. Just one more time, inhale to rise. And as you exhale, back into a child's pose. Just feel the body waking up. Little by little, let's reach all the way out to the left side. And sink here. Option to wiggle it out. Maybe you feel like you want to explore a little bit, looking under the right armpit and looking under the left. Finding some movement on the sides of the body. Beautiful. And little by little, let's begin to walk back to center and straight onto the right side. Melting there. Really place the hands on the floor and not really on your mat. Go as much as you can. Option to wiggle a little bit from side to side. Feel the sides of the body open. Release the shoulders, release the head. Let's begin to come back to center. We're going to come into a full wave again, rolling forward until our feet spread apart, the hip melts, and I find myself in a kind of a low cobra, almost an upward dog. And as you exhale, let's take it into a downward facing dog, tucking toes. A couple moments here to just fit into this asana, bending the knees. And if you have your practice, there's certain movements that you really usually like to come into just to really understand how it feels to be here today. And it doesn't have to feel the same way every time. Moving the head a little, opening the hands very wide, and just imagine you want to increase the surface area. Bend both of your knees, push the hip as high as you can, and begin to roll forward to your plank. Once you get their knees to the ground, open heart, and let's walk the hands forward, coming into puppy pose or anahatasana. Hip over knee, melt the forehead down. And if for you, this is very easy, then maybe bring your chin down to the ground and your chest down. Today I'm going to keep my forehead. Breathe in, and as you exhale, allow your chest to melt down a little bit lower. And the hip is the highest portion of the body. Soften the armpits. Avoid pushing against gravity and really using it in your favor. Beautiful. Let's begin to roll forward. Keep the hands tucked. and just roll around the spine and melt the hips, bend the elbow, coming into a Sphinx pose. Drop the head down a little bit here and just rock it a little bit from side to side, feeling that line that extends from the ears all the way to the shoulders. Nice, soften, hands under shoulders. Let's rise, upward facing dog or low cobra. And as you exhale, we meet in a downward facing dog. Beautiful. From down dog, let's begin to walk the hands all the way to our feet, all the way to the back of the mat. Knees are bent and we rock a little bit. Have the option to grab your elbows, option to just sway the hands on the floor, maybe even to massage your neck a little bit. Whatever you feel you need. The practice is a great moment to just check in and kind of remind yourself of certain things. Soften the knees and bounce a little bit up and down. Let's point the toes out and sit in Malasana for a second. Creating some space. Option to move or to just push the knees away and open the heart. And as you exhale back into Uttanasana, pointing the toes forward and melting the head. Beautiful. Let's begin to walk back into a downward facing dog. Begin to find more rhythm in our practice. And let's roll forward to our plank. As you exhale, knees to the ground. Sit back into child's pose. From child's pose, a big wave forward as you spread the feet and melt the hips. Bend the elbows to open the heart, upward dog. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. From down dog, let's step, make our way to the top of the mat. Feet a little bit closer, look forward as you inhale. And as you exhale, bow down. Let's rise, bend the knees and roll vertebra by vertebra to reach up into the sky. As you exhale down to the ground, soften. Look forward as you inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to downward facing dog, 2 gentle steps. You may stay in down dog or you may roll forward and back, coming into your spinal waves. For 3, you pick. 4, 2. Find your plank with me, knees to the floor. Let's sit all the way back onto our heels and once more that big wave forward. Spreading the feet, melting the hips, rising into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Thighs are strong, hips pushing high. Bend the knees, step or jump back to the top of the mat. Looking forward as you arrive, and as you exhale, bend the knees to hug your legs and bow down. Let's rise up slowly, shift the weight to the heels, reach up into the sky, inhale. Exhale to fall down again. Bend the knees, soften, don't force anything. Look forward as you inhale, Ardha. As you exhale, back into your downward facing dog. From there, roll forward and back or stay in down dog for 3, 4, 2. Massaging the spine. Maybe you choose to do something different that I suggest. And whenever you find your plank, option to come into Chaturanga or knees, chest in between hands and chin, Ashtangasana. Roll forward and rise into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Right leg up into the sky as you inhale to bend the knee and open hip. Option to hold it here or to circle it in the sky for a couple seconds. Carving out some space in that hip. As you exhale, bring the knee into forehead and gently drop the knee down to the ground under your rib cage. Nice. I want you to sweep this right foot all the way out to the right side of the mat, and you're going to turn the body to the left as you sit on the right heel. Left arm circles from the back all the way to the front, and we rise up over the right knee, the right hand, and the left foot. Find length, option to bring the hand behind the neck. And as you exhale, let's take it back and walk towards the back of the room, finding a lunge. Right foot comes back to the mat. I want you to bounce the hip a little bit here. Whatever feels right to open the hip. And as you exhale, let's push the left foot against the ground and melt the body down. So just 2 more times. As you inhale, melt the hip. Open the heart. Exhale, push it back. One more time, inhale to melt and open. Option to even push this left knee away as you open the heart and melt the back knee down. Breathe in here for a little, pushing the hip down and away. And as you exhale once more, dropping the body over the left leg. Right heel can stay off the mat. Beautiful, little by little, bend the left knee. Let's begin to turn the body all the way to the right, coming into Skandasana. It's okay if the left heel is off the mat, but try to flex this right foot. Sinking the hip back and reaching the hands forward, finding space in your inner thighs and your back. And little by little, we bring the hands to the middle of the mat and let's push to rise into Prasarita. Toes in, heels out, look forward. And as you exhale, soften the body. Option to grab the elbows if you'd like, or to just keep the hands on the ground. Maybe you're shaking or moving. Give yourself some time to feel it out. Hands on the floor. As we inhale, we open heart. Let's point the right toes forward and come back to the front of the mat. Left knee down, we rise in Anjaneyasana. Inhale, arms up into the sky. Choose your variation. Maybe you're pushing the right foot a little bit. Maybe sinking the hip. And as you exhale, let's take a vinyasa, sweeping that right leg back into a downward facing dog. Rolling forward to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Nice. Rise. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. From down dog, left leg rises up into the sky. We bend the knee to open hip. Option to stay or to move around. Beautiful. Open as much as you can. Breathe in, and as you exhale, knee to forehead, and we drop that knee down under our rib cage. Left foot opens out to the left, and I turn my body to the right as I sit. Right arm circles from the back all the way to the front. Inhale to open up this right side of the body. Big breath here. Option to bring the hand behind the neck. And as we exhale, we circle all the way back to find a lunge on our right foot. Tuck the back toes, raise the back knee, bounce the hip a little bit. Maybe the back knee is on the floor, maybe it's what feels better today. As you exhale, you can either stretch both legs and melt the body over that right leg, or maybe you keep the back knee down. So as you inhale, melt the hip, open heart, and look forward. As you exhale, stretch that right leg and melt over in, with or without the back knee on the ground. Last time, inhale to melt the hip and open heart. Maybe dropping the back knee down and maybe pushing that right knee away as you kind of lean back. Feel the left hip sinking towards the right heel. Breathing here, not forcing it too much. And we slowly begin to pick up the back knee and turn towards the left, sitting in Skandasana. Try to bring the right heel down. Sometimes just by sliding the left foot away, you're able to bring it. Maybe if it's too early in the day, it might be a little bit harder. Respect your body. Hands in the middle. Prasarita. Let's melt in between our thighs. Soften. This time, maybe grab your ankles and begin to pull the body down, melting. Bending the elbows out, sinking, and shifting the weight a little bit forward now. Feeling the transition. Breathing here. Some of you might hook your big toes with your peace fingers. Notice I'm giving you options. I want you to see what's best. Little by little, we turn towards the front. Left toes point forward, and we find a lunge. Anjaneyasana. Right knee on the ground, arms rise up into the sky. Big breath. And as you exhale, let's take a vinyasa. Left foot back into downward facing dog. Let's roll forward into our plank. You choose knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. We rise in our upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. We begin again, right leg up into the sky. Now bend that knee to open hip. As you exhale, knee into forehead and gently drop it to the ground. Same thing, right foot opens out to the right and we sit. As we inhale, we circle the left arm and rise up. Big breath. Exhale all the way towards the back of the room for a lunge. Tuck the right toes, raise the right knee off the mat. As you exhale, stretch that left leg. This time, maybe flex the left foot and drop everything down. As you inhale, melt the hip again. Maybe this time, find a twist, reaching the left arm up into the sky. As you exhale, twist a little bit deeper, finding space. And from here, we turn all the way to the right, Skandasana. You choose, maybe hands in prayer, maybe you're reaching up and away, maybe you're sinking the hip and reaching forward. Try to really flex this right foot. Option to kind of wiggle into it as well. And then let's meet in Prasarita, right in between our legs. This time, keep the right hand under your head, and as you inhale, reach the left arm up, find a twist. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Option to hook your back. Cross your arm right above your back to try to grab that right hip. Don't let your head fall. Imagine you're pushing your head away from the body. Exhale back to the front. This time we find a high lunge on the right leg. Rise up, inhale. Find some buoyancy here in your hip, up and down. Creating some space. Option to bend the back knee. Maybe even to move your wrists a little. Let's find a warrior two. Just to transition through it, reverse the warrior as you stretch the right leg. Reach up. Exhale back to the ground, hands down. Let's take the vinyasa again. Roll forward, your choice. Find a way to come down to the floor. We all meet in an upward facing dog. Exhale, we find a downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. And whenever you're ready, left leg up into the sky. Now bend the knee. Open your hip. Bring the knee into forehead and gently drop it under your rib cage. Left foot falls out to the left as you sit, and the right arm circles all the way to the front as you inhale to find a big stretch on this right side of the body. Exhale, we travel to the back of the mat, finding a low lunge, back knee off the mat. And as you exhale, stretch this right leg and melt the body over it like a pyramid. Breathing here, maybe flexing the right foot, raising the right toes off the mat. Keep the left hand strong and bend the right knee to reach the right arm up as we find a twist here in the back. Exhale to twist a little bit deeper. Maybe you go beyond the line of your body, right? You're not really stacking right arm over left. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper, a little bit beyond. As you exhale, pivot all the way to the left as we find Skandasana. Your variation of it. Option to reach the arm up, option to bind, to sink. Create some space there. Remember to flex the back foot if you can, of course. And we find Prasarita, melting in between our legs. Beautiful, guys. Left hand down, we'll turn sideways, and we're gonna reach the right arm up into the sky. And try not to just turn the head, really open the chest. Try to hug your back and maybe grab the left hip with that right arm. Keep distancing the head, keeping it long. Nice. And little by little, let go. Let's turn forward, coming into a high lunge onto the front of the mat. Finding some buoyancy here, up and down. Option to straighten that front leg and bend the back knee. I always encourage you to explore a little. But maybe you need to ground today, and so you stay, you breathe, you feel it. Strong legs. And as you exhale, warrior two. Sink. And let's reverse the warrior, reaching up. Stretch the left leg. Long line. And as you exhale, forward again. Hands to the floor, left leg back into your down dog and move forward to plank. One more Vinyasa. Choose your way. We all meet in an upward facing dog, opening heart. Back into our downward facing dog. From here, I want you to raise the right leg up into the sky and bend the knee. We're going to slowly begin to flip the dog, but wait, don't go into a wild thing. Control the way. Once you step on the floor, I want you to sit. From here, let's rise into a wild thing. Circle the right arm, rise up over both feet. Hip high, chest pointing back. Option to bring the hand behind the neck. And as you exhale, circle back down to sit. Beautiful. Let's bring this right leg forward into a pigeon pose. We open the heart to inhale. And as you exhale, fall over it. Maybe exhale through the mouth if you need. I always encourage myself and others to hum the air out when we're here. I feel like it helps us kind of release a little bit the thought and the tension. And if the body allows, go deeper, melting the belly onto this right leg. Opening the arms wider, melting everything down. And little by little, I'm going to ask you to rise up. Nice. Tuck the back toes and slowly sweep that right leg back. You find some room and find some space. Option to take a vinyasa if you like, or to just stay here and land, or maybe explore. For those who took a vinyasa, meet us in down dog. And we slowly raise the left leg up into the sky. We bend the knee to open hip. Begin to shift the weight a little bit forward and control your way down. Once you step, you sit very gently. And then we rise, circling the left arm to come up into a wild thing. Hold it here for a moment. Push the hip a little bit high. And as you exhale, circle back down. First to sit. After you found the ground, then yes, left foot comes forward and we find a pigeon pose. Adjust it. Do what you have to do to get here. And whenever you're ready, let's sink. Relax the back leg. And allow your body to become a channel for the air to pass. And there's nothing to hold, there's nothing to control. Actually, there is many things to hold and control, but then it's just a choice. Choose to release on the weight, the thought, the air, the body, the belly, the head, the arms, the legs. And we begin to rise up slowly whenever you're ready. Slowly take that left leg back. And take your time to stretch it out, to move and do whatever you need. And from here, we're going to slowly step or jump, transition to sit and sweep your legs forward. Nice. From here, slowly bring the hands behind you and let's just drop the knees a little from side to side. Very gentle. No rush. And let's slowly bring the soles of our feet to touch, opening in Baddha Konasana. Heart is open. And make your way down from side to side, and little by little. Maybe like me, your head is hanging, and that is fine. Or maybe unlike me, you're fully spread on the ground, and that's beautiful. Wherever you are, release the head. And just allow the head to pull on the rest of your body, kind of inviting it to melt. Feel the breath on your back. And exhale to soften the thighs and the feet. Begin to rise up slowly as you inhale. And let's slowly take it all the way to the ground. Hug your knees, pull them in. Massage it a little. Bring the feet down to the ground and drop the knees all the way to the left side. Open your arms. You can rest the left foot over the right thigh, or you can come into a full twist, crossing legs. Let's bring it back to center. Raise the knees and drop it all the way to the right side now. Option to come into a full twist, crossing legs, or resting the right foot over the left leg. Allowing that foot to weigh over your leg and pull on the left side of the body. Exhale through your mouth. Release your face, your jaw, your tongue. Relax your neck. We'll bring it back. Hug the knees in once more. Hug right under them. Clasp your fingers and just rest here a little. Soften the shoulders. Option to come into a happy baby or to just stay here. Let's slowly begin to release the hands and stretch the legs out. Arms open wide. I begin to find room for a final rest. Taking a deep breath into your belly and lungs and chest. And through the mouth, releasing it all out. Do it again. Breathing in deeply and slowly and patiently. And letting it all out. And slowly taking a deep breath in and out. Without rush, just scanning the body for a second, noticing your feet, your arms, your head. Begin to move slowly into stretch. Whenever you're ready, rolling over to the side. And pushing back up to sit. Thank you for your time and thank you for your trust. And I hope to see you very soon in our next practice. Namaste.